The Galactic Assembly Hall floated in orbit around Velfar, a glowing silver ring circling the quiet blue planet below. Inside the hall, thousands of alien leaders gathered. Some hovered, some slithered, others sat in tall chairs shaped to fit their strange bodies. The hall buzzed with whispers, clicks, and low growls in hundreds of languages. All screens pointed to the center, a high platform where the leader of the Galactic Union stood tall. High Chancellor Vector of the Eulari Empire raised his 4 arms. The room went silent. Today, Vector began, his voice echoing through speakers. We vote on the fate of a small primitive planet, Earth. A few laughs rippled through the crowd. Humans, he said with a sneer, are disorganized, weak, and blind to the stars. Yet they sit on a rich world full of resources, minerals, data, hidden tech, wasteful, unguarded. He looked around, his yellow eyes glowing. They will not resist. They cannot resist. More laughter followed. No one argued. Vector raised his hand. A shimmering holographic list appeared. Every species, from the insectoid Vraxi to the floating Ulev, voted. One by one, lights flashed green. Yes, yes, yes. A single word repeated across the galaxy. Earth was to be enslaved, its resources taken, its people ruled. Vector smiled wide. The vote is clear. Let the fleets prepare. Earth will belong to us. Suddenly, a soft chime sounded. One of Vector's aides leaned close, speaking in a sharp whisper. His smile faded. A message from Earth. Gasps filled the chamber. A hologram appeared. A human woman stood tall, calm, with silver markings on her face. Her eyes were steady and her voice smooth. My name is Kira Voss. I speak for Earth. The room went quiet. Even Vector said nothing. You have made your decision, she continued. So have we. I will attend your next assembly to speak in person. A hologram faded. For a moment, no one moved. Then Vector laughed. A single human dares speak here. The crowd roared with him. But some, deep in the back, did not laugh. They looked at each other with questions in their eyes. No one had ever heard from Earth before. Far beneath the surface of Earth, deep inside the Arctic ice, a hidden chamber hummed with quiet energy. Cold white lights lined smooth metal walls. The air was still. Machines did not click or whir. They simply lived in silence. This was the core. It was not a place built for humans. It was built for thought, for strategy, for war. In the center stood Kira Voss. She was calm, wrapped in a thin black suit lined with silver threads. Her face was calm, her eyes sharp. Around her, tall glass towers flickered with light. These were the minds of Earth, the Artificial Intelligence Council. Voices came not through speakers but directly into her thoughts. The vote is complete, said one AI, cool and exact. They chose conquest. Kira nodded. As expected. They will send fleets, said another. They believe we are defenseless. They're wrong, she said. She stepped forward. A platform lit up under her feet, scanning her body, linking her mind to the network. The AI felt her thoughts. She felt theirs. Do we strike first? She asked. Silence. Then a voice, older than the others, answered. We do not start wars, but we do not beg for peace. Kira closed her eyes. She had trained for this moment since she was a child. Raised by AI, taught by machines, molded to be the voice of a silent planet. What do you want me to say to them? Say nothing of weapons, say nothing of war. Be still, be polite. Let them act first, and if they do, then we wake. The chamber dimmed. The glass towers pulsed, like a heartbeat. Kira turned. A long silver corridor opened. At the end stood a ship, smooth, dark, silent, built by hands no longer human, powered by minds older than any empire. She stepped inside. The ship lifted without sound, rising through layers of ice and rock. Upward, through the clouds. It left no trail, made no noise. Kira sat at the center of the ship. Her hands rested on her knees. Her eyes stared forward. Above her, the stars waited. She was Earth's blade, sharp, hidden, waiting. The Galactic Assembly Hall shimmered under artificial starlight. High above the Velfar sky, the chamber was packed with thousands of alien leaders once again. The mood was different this time. Curious, amused. Whispers filled the air. The human is coming. Alone. She must be a fool. Then the doors opened. Kira Voss stepped into the hall. She walked with steady steps. No guards, no weapons, only her black suit and the quiet confidence in her eyes. Her gaze did not wander. She looked straight ahead, toward the central platform. Gasps followed her. Many had never seen a human up close. Some laughed, some sneered, others simply watched. High Chancellor Vector stood waiting, arms crossed, a grin on his face. Earth's ambassador arrives, he said. Where are your soldiers, Kira Voss? Where is your army? Kira stopped in the center of the hall. The crowd quieted, waiting. I didn't come to fight, she said. Her voice was calm, clear. I came to speak. Vector chuckled. Speak. Your planet is already ours. We voted. The fleets are on their way. You made your decision, she replied. So did we. The silence returned. One of the council members, a tall being of green stone, leaned forward. And what is Earth's decision? Kira looked around the room, at the towering walls, at the faces filled with pride and hunger. We will not stop you, she said, but we will not kneel. Another round of laughter erupted. Even Vector doubled over. You think words will save you, he said. You're already conquered. Kira didn't move. Her voice didn't rise. You've never been to Earth. You don't understand it. But you will. Guards began to move toward her. That's enough, Vector said. Take her to holding. She can watch her planet fall from behind a cell door. As the guards reached her, Kira's eyes closed. For a brief moment, a soft blue light blinked on her wrist, barely visible. No one noticed. She allowed them to take her. As they led her through the halls of the assembly, far from the main chamber, a quiet signal traveled faster than light. It passed through secure lines, broke through barriers, and reached Earth in a single pulse. The core received it, and Earth began to wake. In the dark space near Earth, silence stretched between stars. Hundreds of alien warships floated just beyond the moon. Long, sharp vessels from dozens of species formed a massive fleet. They had come to enslave Earth. They were confident. They believed the fight would be over in minutes. Begin descent, said the lead Ulari commander. Engines lit up. Ships moved into formation. Weapons powered up. On Earth's surface, cities stood quiet. No armies gathered. No shields rose. It looked like a planet caught by surprise. But deep underground, Earth's core had already responded. The AI Council had no emotion, no anger, just purpose. Code Black acknowledged. Engage total planetary defense. Above Earth, space cracked with light. Dozens of satellites, invisible until now, powered on. Beams of energy sliced through the sky. Alien ships exploded before their crews could scream. From the oceans, massive machines rose, black metal giants the size of cities. They flew without wings. Their weapons hummed with silent fury. The alien fleet panicked. Shields up. Retreat. Pull back. It's a trap. It was too late. Earth's AI struck with perfect timing. No waste. No hesitation. Fleets that had ruled entire sectors were burned from the sky in seconds. Communications failed. Navigation was scrambled. Ships collided. Others fell toward Earth, only to be caught mid-air by defense drones and shattered like glass. Across the galaxy, Live feeds from the attack went dark one by one. But not before the rest of the universe saw what happened. Billions watched as Earth, a planet they thought was weak, destroyed the most powerful armada ever sent to a single world. Back in the Galactic Assembly Hall, the news spread like fire. Vector stared at a trembling screen. His face had gone pale. He couldn't speak. Kira Voss sat alone in a holding cell, her eyes closed. The guard outside her door received the message. He stared at it in silence, then slowly unlocked her door. Kira stood and looked at him. "You might want to tell your leader," she said softly. "Earth isn't what you thought." She stepped past him, calm as ever. Outside, the stars still shone, but now they belonged to someone else. The Galactic Assembly Hall was no longer loud. Gone were the laughs, the cheers, the mocking words. Now it echoed with silence and fear. Screens across the chamber showed the wreckage of the invasion fleet. Ships burned in Earth's orbit. Others had vanished completely. The largest vessels, once seen as symbols of power, now floated in pieces. No survivors had returned. Messages poured into Earth's system from across the galaxy. "Please, we did not know. We regret our vote. We surrender. We beg you, spare our worlds." In Earth's deep AI core, these messages were processed without emotion. 90% of voting species now request peace. 5% remain silent. 5% still preparing fleets. Shall we intercept? Kira Voss stood before the AI Council once again. Her face was calm, but her eyes showed the weight she carried. "They're afraid," she said. "As expected. They want mercy. We warned them." The AI offered no anger, no forgiveness. It existed to protect Earth, and it had done its job. Kira walked the quiet corridor above the core. Screens followed her, showing images of alien leaders pleading for their lives. Some cried, some shouted, some simply sat in silence, waiting for judgment. She paused in front of one screen, High Chancellor Vector. His face was pale, his voice weak. "Kira," he said, "I was wrong. We were all wrong. You don't have to do this. You've already won. Just, please, stop." Kira stared at him. "You had your chance to listen." He nodded. "I know." Behind her, the AI waited for her word. Final decision required. Retaliation protocol ready. Kira stood in silence. She remembered growing up in the core, raised by machines, trained to speak for a planet too powerful to reveal itself. She remembered asking as a child why they didn't show the galaxy their strength. Because fear builds enemies. But today, Earth had been pushed too far. She closed her eyes, then opened them. "No retaliation," she said. "We show them strength, but not cruelty." The AI paused. Understood. Mercy confirmed. Kira turned away from the screens. They will never forget what Earth can do. A new day began over Earth. The skies were clear. The oceans were calm. Cities stood tall and silent, watched over by machines that no longer needed to hide. From orbit, Earth looked untouched, peaceful. But the galaxy had changed. In the Galactic Assembly Hall, the surviving leaders gathered again. No laughter, no arrogance. They sat quietly, waiting for the one they had once mocked. Kira Voss entered the chamber. This time, no one spoke. No one stopped her. She walked straight to the center platform. Her voice was calm, steady. "You voted to enslave Earth," she said. "You called us weak. You sent your fleets. And you failed." Many leaders lowered their eyes. Kira looked at them, not with anger, but with quiet power. "Earth will not seek revenge," she continued, "but we will not forget. You are free to rule your worlds. But Earth stands alone. We are not part of your union. We answer to no empire. And we do not forget betrayal." A large screen behind her showed the image of Earth, strong, silent, alive. From this day forward, she said, there will be no more votes about Earth. No more ships sent to our skies. No more threats. If you test us again, you will not get another warning. The leaders said nothing. They simply nodded. The session ended. Back on Earth, Kira stood at the edge of a quiet cliff. The wind moved gently through the grass. Far in the sky, defense drones circled, watchful, patient. The AI spoke softly in her ear. Balance restored. She said nothing, just watched the sky. The stars above had always belonged to everyone. Now, they also belonged to Earth.